Hello and welcome to yet another video. Today we're gonna once again talk about the Solana asset recovery tool because there are more things that you can recover. Turns out you can actually claim Tube or Tensor airdrops. They're actually claims, really. But you can claim them even with a bricked wallet with the recovery tool. Like, remember the video where I tried to get my Tube allocation with a bricked wallet and didn't manage? Well, I learned some stuff and I will now manage. Actually, I have not yet managed, but Rodrigo has managed. And he was telling people and teaching people already while I was sightseeing in Paris and doing a blockchain week hackathon and stuff. So I haven't actually figured it out myself. I did, however, come up with a solution, or at least I inspired this solution. I inspired this solution and he actually tried it out and he said it works. And we had people claim their Tensor airdrops. So it works. I just don't know exactly how. But that's what I'm gonna teach you today. That's what we're gonna find out together today. How can we claim those airdrops with a bricked wallet? And if you don't have a bricked wallet yourself and you get annoyed by this constant talk about bricked wallets, first of all, I hope that you're safe enough that your wallet never gets bricked by an attacker. But also, I have something else for you. Because not only will I show you how you can get your allocation with bricked wallets, I will also show you something else where I will use the recovery tool to really make sure I understand what's happening before I sign something. For instance, with those Sharkify allocations, right? You need to claim your allocation or reserve your allocation or whatever. But I haven't done that yet because I'm like, I don't want to blind sign with my ledger. Like, I don't want to blind sign with the wallet where my valuable NFTs are on. That's just... Sharkify has some kind of good reputation in the space, but at the same time, I just don't want to blind sign stuff. So it would be really nice if I had a proper simulation of what actually happens. And guess what? The recovery tool supports that. But before we have a look into that, we want to have a look at how we can claim those allocations with bricked wallets. However, there's a timestamp, and approximately here in the video maybe, you will find that other thing that I will be talking about. Also, I'm going to show you how you can transfer your pNFTs out of your bricked wallets, because we weren't able to do that before, but now we are. Okay, so let's get going with how do we claim a Tensor airdrop. So in order to claim a Tensor airdrop, you need to have an allocation in a Tensor airdrop. I don't have one because I wasn't actively trading and I certainly didn't buy any NFTs anymore. But I have a very kind person who lets me use their wallet for demonstration purposes. Of course, they will keep their allocation. I will send it to them, don't you worry. But for showcasing it, I got access to their wallet. So this stuff is not actually mine, but it looks like it's a bricked wallet. Let's check it out. Connected here. It is bricked. Yes, definitely bricked. And we can't unbrick it because we are not the person who bricked it. So there is no unbrick button. And for privacy reasons, I will not tell you who let me use their wallet. But thank you very much. You know who you are. Thank you very much for letting me use your wallet here in this demo. Cool. So there are some things that we can recover. If you are under the impression that the layout of this changed, then that's because it has. Rodrigo made it look much nicer, and you now even see like the prices for those tokens and what that stuff is worth. So we could recover that place here, but like that's not what we're here for. But we could. And we see the NFTs and whatever, right? It's pretty neat. In any case, we want to claim a Tensor airdrop. So we go to that page where we can claim. I have read all of this. Yes. Powered by Jupiter LFG. So the Jupiter LFG, that's what we're analyzing here today. The LFG. What does it stand for? I don't know, but it's their launchpad kind of token distributor. Basically, here we can claim the Tensor airdrop. Connect. And we see we got some Tensor to claim. And by we, I mean that guy. Claimable until October. Well, we're good. So we can hit claim and then we'll need to sign. But obviously, already the simulation failed. I mean, I can say I trust this and I approve, but obviously it will not work. We know this because we cannot pay transaction fees with this wallet. So that's why this will just not work. We've been here many videos ago. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for this to fail now, or realize that it failed such that I can click claim again. Go away, this ain't working anyway. Fine, oh, there we go. Okay, fine. So do that again, but this time we ain't gonna sign, but we're just gonna have a look at this, the payload, and we're gonna hit copy. They implemented this copy thing because in base 64 you can't just double click in there and it doesn't anyway, it is a better usability with that copy. So anyway, we copy this and paste it, guess where? In the recovery tool. Boom, payload goes here, which will analyze what instructions are in this payload. And we see first there is an instruction to the token program. So apparently we are creating for that mint the TNSR, so that's the Tensor token. For that one, we apparently try to create a token account. I am paying for it. Wow, do we do that automatically? This tool is becoming way better. Did it automatically swap that account to my safe wallet? God damn, Rodrigo, you are a pro dev. Because see, that's the wallet that I connected with, the 8E. And the 8E, that is the owner, but then the payer is this one. Funny. Let me check. See, there's also, by the way, in case you didn't know, explorer.solana.com/inspector or something like that. Nope. What's it called? /tx/inspector, where you can also paste that same payload and you basically just get the decoded transaction here with all the accounts and instructions, where we see there is an instruction to the associated token program, but in the original here this guy is paying as well. So this guy is paying and the account is for this guy, whereas we automatically swap it to our safe wallet. God damn it, isn't that recovery tool great? Yes it is, because I'm not the maintainer of it anymore. Rodrigo is mainly. So yeah, he's doing a great job here. I love this. Cool, so that automatically works. We don't even need to bother with this. Yeah, but here, this also lets us simulate and we get a transaction error. Congratulations, that's not very helpful, is it? So continuing our journey of analyzing what's happening here, some program is being called with some data, maybe some proof or something in there. And then there's just a instruction to the compute, or two instructions to the compute budget program. And then in our preview, we see that it, even with a different fee payer and even with the different payer for the token account, in the end, it still fails. But we also see that this one actually, so that's that level, we do this. Here, look, that succeeds. The system program transfer succeeds because it's from the safe wallet that we initialized the token account from. There we are successful on the ATA creation. So the ATA creation works. In the original, it would have been like this, where that account was here, which would then already fail us right in the beginning, where the system program says we cannot spend from the balance of an account it doesn't own. This is the error message that you always get when you have a bricked wallet, but you're trying to spend some SOL. In my demo, it was a different error because I bricked the wallets differently. I didn't only assign it to a different program, but I also made it a token account such that I can then close that token account again to unbrick the wallet. So I don't need to deploy my own program essentially. But yeah, the hackers deployed their own program, and then the resulting error is this one. Spent from the balance of an account it does not own. So the system program does not own this account anymore and therefore cannot spend Lamperts from it. Cannot debit Lamperts. That's the error. So the first step, if our tool wouldn't already do that automatically, would be to paste our safe wallet in here. And with that, we get over that hurdle. And then later it still fails with the same error when we do the new claim in this program, which is probably the LFG program. This program, where we try to do a new claim, it somehow wants to create an account to persist that the claim went through, essentially. But once again, we failed because we tried to debit an account that the system program doesn't own. So that ain't working, and that's why this fails. And that's where I gave up in the first video. But then I was being smart. The whole story goes like this. Rodrigo wanted to talk with the Metaplex guys about adding an instruction to the token metadata program to initialize the token record account, because we need the token record account created such that we can transfer pNFTs, and we cannot do that upfront. So he wanted to suggest adding that instruction. And he asked me if I'm alright with him doing that, right? Because he would mention my tool and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, I'm alright with that. I'm just thinking there could be a cleaner solution to this. Because what do we actually need? Just need that account. Can't we create that account up front, us ourselves? No, we cannot really, because the program needs to do it. Then I was like, actually, do we need to have a separate instruction? Couldn't we just put some sol on that account up front, and then the token metadata program would just need to check if there's already sol on that account, and if there is, don't put more sol on that account. Rodrigo was like, yeah, that's a good solution as well. Let me try what happens when we just do that. And he found out that actually the token metadata program already does that. When there is an account already created, it doesn't need to deposit more sol on that account. It does do that check. And so that way we were able to transfer pNFTs, which was not possible before. And in fact, let me show you this. If you add an instruction, we have the possibility of prepare a pNFT transfer that does exactly that. So maybe let's start with that. Let's showcase this, because this will be the basis for understanding how we can claim our tokens with the LFG Launchpad. All right, so different thing. We want to transfer a pNFT. Do we have a pNFT? Does this guy have a pNFT in their wallet by any chance? Token program transfer. It's not a pNFT. If the token program can transfer it, it's not a pNFT. Okay, we need something else. How can I get a pNFT? What's the cheapest pNFT I can buy? Oh, a Boogle, of course. Get yourself a Boogle just for demo purposes. Not even sure the PNFTs, I'm ready. You know what? This is a pNFT. But if I do the normal send, then it doesn't show. So we gotta do the trick with Tensor. Sell now. No. How about send to a different wallet? How about to my safe wallet? It doesn't really matter. I don't have my ledger connected anyway. Send. Because now we get to see the payload. And that we can once again paste it in here and then see that our instructions are basically one to the compute budget program and then a create associated token account where we once again changed that thing, and then an instruction to get this, the token metadata program, because only the token metadata program can actually move CNFTs. But that would of course work because that wallet is not bricked. I forgot that, yeah, we want to work with bricked wallets. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha. So I would need to send my monkey to a bricked wallet. That ain't happening. But the cool thing is we see also the balance changes. This looks so cool now. So we lose the one monkey here, we gain the one monkey here, also some sol. This is amazing. Like the token and the sol of the token account, pretty neatly displayed. You go, Rodrigo. You're a good UI, way better UI designer than me. Point is that works, and that's boring. You know what? There's also an instruction to brick the wallet though. So let's add a brick instruction. Usually you want to do that at the end to protect your wallet again. But That's the authorized, that's the bricking, and then and assigning it to the token program, and then that's the making a token account. But really just need this. We would start with assigning it to someone else. Then it should be an allocate and then assign. Yeah, then I have a bricked wallet. So now it works. I just needed to clear it out completely, not have Sol there anymore. Then assign and make it a token account. That's making it a token account of wrapped Sol. Ever seen a video on wrapped Sol? I have one right here. In any case, point is, with a bricked wallet, after those 3 instructions, it actually becomes a bricked wallet. We can't do that in instruction 5 anymore because now we cannot transfer those Lamberts because the from account must not carry data. The system program complains already before it gets to the point where it complains that trying to debit Lamberts from an account it doesn't own, that's an error before because I made it a token account. So that's the error you get when you bricked it our way. So with this tool, then you get this error. Otherwise you get, you know, the other error that we saw here with the spent from the balance of an account it doesn't own. Cool. So now we're at that point where this is what would happen if you just try to transfer a pNFT with a bricked wallet. You can't, at least not regularly, because you need to spend some Sol for that token record account of the metadata program. But if you just put Sol on that account up front, then Metaplex will understand that and not call the system program anymore. So we save this CPI and get over this. Let me demonstrate. Because we even have our own prepare pNFT transfer instruction. Like we add instructions for this. Which mint? We can select the mints that are there, and it's the GV probably. Let me just double check that that's actually, yep, GV. The GV is the actual mint of this monkey. And for the compromised wallet, because, wait, no, for the safe wallet, because we transfer it into the safe wallet. And let's analyze what does it do. It finds the associated token ATA. It finds the token record. It checks the balance of this, and it checks what size we need, what rent we need. And then if there's not enough there, then we add instructions at the top, just a system program transfer for the amount of required rent minus what's already there. So in our case, because the balance is 0, we just put in the full 0.0014 something to the token record PDA. I tell you, pNFTs are so freaking complex, so used. I mean, I like the core standard. pNFTs, not so much. But some NFTs are pNFTs, and some pNFTs actually hold value, so you want to get them out of your bricked wallet. Guess what you can do? You can come to our recovery tool and say, prepare pNFT transfer for this mint, for this wallet, and you add it. Then on top here, you get an instruction 0 that is just a system program transfer from your safe wallet to that account. So that is the actual already for you derived neatly, so you don't need to do anything, and the right amount of balance. And with that added instruction, let's scroll down and see if it would work. It would just work. Isn't that freaking amazing? So even though here in the, all the way up here in the beginning, first we transfer, but then we bricked our wallet, and then we try to here. Then we try to transfer with the token metadata program, and all of it works. That the freeze account, that's the last instruction that we got to. And then just the token program, it doesn't need to create the account anymore. It just says allocate space for account. That it can do because it owns that account, because it can allocate space. The system program can allocate space for it. We don't need to debit any account for that. And then we can assign it to the owning program that it can also do. And then it gives us success. Metadata program writes the data there, and then it gives us success. Cool, right? And that way we can transfer pNFTs from bricked wallets. And let's see what actually happens if I send, then my safe wallet should see that I'm getting this monkey. I'm getting this monkey to my safe wallet. I'm screaming around because this stuff is exciting. And also I transferred all of the sol out, but that is a different story. That's what I had to do for bricking. Yeah, pretty cool. And if I confirm with this one, then I would get to sign with my bricked wallet, which is not actually bricked. I just brick it in the transaction itself. And if I would approve that, I would lose my SMB to my safe wallet, which wouldn't be too bad, but I am certainly not getting my ledger out to sign any random transaction that any random website provides to me. Yes, also treat that like any random website, even though I know I developed it, or me and my colleague, even though I trust him, I don't even trust myself enough, right? And just don't, this stuff, don't, only if you really have to go through this site, go through this site. Don't sign random stuff that is just, you know, because the simulation could also be fake and stuff, but whatever. So we failed because I'm certainly not getting my ledger out, but the cool thing is it would work. Wood works. I love it. Isn't it cool? That's how we can transfer pNFTs. With that done, coming back to the thing with the Tensor claim. There we failed at the instruction span from the balance of an account it doesn't own. So what does it try to create here? The system program is trying to put some sol onto some account. So the idea is, if there is already enough sol on that account, then this program won't need to put more sol onto that account. And if the program is a little bit well implemented, then it will check the balance of the account first to just transfer as much as it needs to that account. So the trick is to already have enough sol on that account to fund it up front with just a system program transfer instruction, but from the safe wallet or from, you know, any other wallet. Since we already signed with a safe wallet, might as well transfer from the safe wallet. So there are now just two questions that we need to answer. Number one, how many Lamberts do we need to put on that account? And number two, which account? Right? That's the difficult thing to find out here, because in the logs, it doesn't really say where it tries to transfer to. And also, since this is a CPI, we don't directly see it in the instruction data, because the only thing we have in the instruction data is the call to this program. So that's what we have here. There's a call to this program, and those are all the accounts. Now we can just go by exclusion. It will definitely not transfer to the system program. It will definitely not transfer to the token program. Once, because they're programs and they're used for different things, but secondly, they're not even writable. So knowing that they're not writable, it can't be those two. This one is our wallet. That's not where it's gonna transfer to. That's where it's transferring from, or at least it tries to, and fails. So there are only really 4 accounts left. And now basically we can just start guessing, because we don't know. We just don't know. 2 of them are probably token accounts. Let's go through them from below and just check if the account already exists. This one does not exist, so that's a good candidate for it could be the one that we want to transfer to. Another good trick though is to check the previous instruction, because here actually this, we know what it does. It's the associated token program creating this account. So this is writable. So at that point, at instruction 1, that account will exist already, because the token program will have put something there, and it can because we changed this one. Freaking genius. I love it. So we know that this is the receiving token account, so it will not be this one. Cool. Could it be this one? This account does exist. It is a token account. It has this mint and it has a bunch of tokens. So that's probably the vault where we claim from. So that's the from ATA or token account owned by the 9P. 9P, the 9P is in fact here. So the 9P is the owner of it. So that's probably some PDA of that program. Let me check that. So I would assume that this is, yeah, It's assigned to this program. So it's at least an account from that program that already exists. So very unlikely that we want to fund this some more. I don't think so. So the only account that is left is this one. And I would expect there's nothing there. There is nothing there. And there has never been anything. But we probably want something there. And the question is, how much? Now we can, of course, trial and error. So we could just be like, okay, what we need to do is transfer to this account. So add an instruction, either transfer sol. What's the difference between transfer sol and fund? Well, fund tells you how many bytes you want to create or the amount. But otherwise, it's the same as the transfer sol. So from the safe wallet, sounds good, but hey, cool. We get that drop down and we see those two accounts that have 0 sol, and we want that account. The fund account already lists only the ones that are in that instruction. I'm telling you, this recovery tool is pretty neatly implemented. I mean, yes, the UI could be improved slightly, but come on. Don't judge our UI, damn it. At least in dark mode, you can read the headers. So we don't know how many bytes and we don't know how much sol. And I don't have much sol in that wallet, so I can't put much on there anyway. But 002, for instance, what happens if I add 002? And that is now added as the first instruction. So as the first instruction, we add some sol. Does that work? The transfer does work. But then we still fail 0x1 when we create the ATA because we don't have enough sol for creating the ATA. I need more sol in my safe wallet. I need a bit more capital. This is not enough to work with. If I unwrap that, I will unbrick a wallet. Because if I bricked it myself, I can unbrick it. I lose some, I gain some. Because that's what unwrapping does. Confirm. And if the Solana gods are on our side, that transaction will go through. Yay, it went through and I can brick it again. And I have 1.16 sol in the other wallet. Wonderful. Coming back here. So we had the 0x1. I'm just gonna move this one down such that that changes. And, and it simulates again. And then we get success. Look at this. Look at this. Because now that we can afford it, that we can afford to put sol on that account and then also pay for the ATA, then the new claim just goes through, even though that's a bricked wallet. And we can see all of the changes. That's our ATA. Remember the G2? That's our ATA. It's funded with the 0.002, plus we get all of those tokens into that ATA, and they are removed from this vault. That works. So I could just send that transaction and that would, guess what? Work. But we were still working on one assumption, which is that we need, what did I say, 0.002 or less. If I remove that again, remember, if I don't transfer sol there in the beginning, then we get back to the instructions spent from the balance of an account it doesn't own. So just to triple check that I didn't cheat or anything, well, kinda, but I didn't do video tricks. This is still what we get. And if I just transfer some sol there, I can also do it with transfer from the safe wallet to this account. Didn't remember what it was called, but I don't need to remember what it was called because I can also just fund account from the safe wallet to this one. So that's my token account and that's the other one. So it's most likely the ones with 0 sol that we want to fund. And I mean, we still don't know how many bytes or how much sol. Let's say I fund it with 100. Then it gets to the 0.0015. If I add that instruction, then still get the same error. Okay, so that was apparently not enough. What if I do the same thing but with 150? Well, 150, that's close to the, so let's say 110, 0.00165. If I add that, then I get success. So I know it's somewhere in that range. So do I know a better strategy than to play around with this? I mean, we're talking about 0.000 something sol here. You can't just fund that account with too much, but you do lose that sol. I mean, however, you do gain those tokens, and that you don't care about that sol. But if we want to be optimal, and I want to be optimal here, how can we figure that out without going through each of the bytes individually to figure out how much space we need to allocate? Well, we are certainly not the only ones sending transactions like this. So we could try and find a transaction like this. Let's go to this program. You know, there are a few transactions being sent. Let's just check this out. See what it does. Oh, this guy claimed some choice. So yes, you can also claim choice with that strategy. Sure. So apparently it's the same program for that. We create an ATA, that's not so important. And then we call this program. And here again, wait, which account was it? The second one. So in this case, it's the 4YR. We just check after the claim how many bytes it has, or how much sol, and check that out. 104 bytes, or 0.00161472 sol. That's the exact amount of sol that we need to transfer to that address for it to work. Or, put more easily, right, if I don't have that, it will fail. I just add instruction, fund account, select this account, and say 104 bytes. If I add that, I will get success, and that is the optimal that I can put on there, because with 103, it would already not work anymore. And with that being so optimal now, and us actually receiving that stuff, we can actually do it. Let's actually freaking do it. Send that transaction that we've been building for the past hour. I should have probably connected my wallet, which it lost on the way. Connect. Still looks good. Do I trust that? Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? So, send. From my safe wallet, I see I pay 0.004, and that's also what the simulation tells me. From Phantom, this is our simulation, this is Phantom simulation, we pay 0.003 something, and the network fee, I confirm. And then, with the donor's wallet, so this guy's wallet, gets 1192 Tensor. Approve. And if the Solana gods are on our side again, then this transaction will actually go through, and we will have claimed. We will check it. Oh no, I was too slow. Good. Oh no, we used to have a signature down here. Feature request, I do want that signature persisted down here. I could do it myself. I'm a contributor to this project. I'll write an issue. Anyway, no, I'm not going to do anything. I am going to, however, check my recent transactions, app interaction. Here I have my signature now. And if I plug this here, then I see that's exactly what happens. That's the transaction we built with our recovery tool, where basically we funded that account for the 108 bytes, and it is now persisted on chain with the 104 bytes. Did I say 108 before? I meant 104. Nice. That's it. Isn't that amazing? Freaking amazing. And yeah, we created our ATA and we got tokens to that ATA. Cool, huh? That's all there is. So now in our donor's wallet, we should now see that token, and we can of course now use the recovery tool one more time on the accounts page with the bricked wallet and go here and recover this and move it to our safe wallet. However, it is not actually mine. I'm not going to approve this here. I will let the guy recover it themselves, because it's still their wallet. This is not my money. I would say my job here is done. I'm just demonstrating this is how you could do it, because I mean, it's $1,300. There you go. You're welcome. I gladly recovered that for you because that's what we do here at Recovery Studios. Is that our name? Yeah, and that's how you claim Tensor, Tube, Choice, whatever LFT Launchpad token claim you can have. You can claim it with that. And potentially even other things, other claims, other stuff that you can do whenever you have to pay for something, whenever you fail with something, you can always add a fund account instruction. And if I remove that now, then this will also fail. Illegal owner, we cannot create the ATA again. Okay, what if I don't create the ATA? Well, 0x0, that account already exists. So we can't go with a new claim again because that address already exists. And that is how that program protects against double claims, by just creating that account. And since we created that account and it is now persisted on Solana with its 108 bytes, 104 bytes, I don't know why I keep saying 108. That's what it then automatically makes it fail. So I cannot claim it again, of course. Yep, pretty cool. I hope that you like the recovery tool. I like the recovery tool. It's a pretty freaking amazing thing. Oh, we said we're gonna do one more thing, because you can use the recovery tool for easy simulations. Just real quick. So as one last thing, Solana Jax is complaining about, wait, I'm too big. Solana Jax is complaining about that too. Not to have blind sign with ledger device. Backpack versus Solflare, but both of that doesn't really, both of that is not ideal. I mean, you see no change, but you still don't know what's really happening. I would like to see even more. If you don't reserve your allocation, shalalala. Okay, I think this is the official, those are the official links. Okay, so I'm a monkey. Connect wallet to check. So there we go. Tier 1, 367 shark. How much did checks get? 169. Ha ha ha! Sucker. Nice. Okay, so I want that. Let's pretend I want that. But yeah, if I reserve my allocation, I need to sign with my monkey wallet. And that's pretty unsafe considering I do not want to lose my monkey. I mean, Solflare is already nice and simulates it and tells me no change, but I still can do better by going to what we saw earlier, the inspector, and putting the payload here. Then I see what's happening. I need to provide a signature. I'm the only one providing the signature. Okay, there is no signature yet because I didn't sign yet. Those are the accounts, compute budget, and memo. Okay, I'm actually somewhat surprised, I guess, that there's no program being called. So actually, I feel quite safe because I trust this one, I trust this one, and I trust this one because they're all SPL essentially. Well, that's even like internal stuff, and the memo is SPL, so I kind of trust that. I have the same trust assumptions as with the token program. And the memo program just memos a string. What is that string? This is all that happens. It's just an instruction to the memo program that I actually feel confident in signing because yeah, I trust that. And I can even go through simulation here and make it a bit smaller again. I can simulate this here, just tells me success. But what I don't really see here is, so just some random string that they apparently check for or something, I don't know. Interesting. But yeah, I recommend before you sign something with a wallet that you care about, check what they do, those programs. And simulations can still be faked. I would only sign something to programs that I trust. But anyway, I can go one step further and put that payload here. It does swap out the fee payer, but otherwise it's the same. And then I also get the log, and I get for all of the wallets or the accounts involved, get the account changes and nothing changes. The memo program is also owned by the BPF loader. Oh yeah, because it's a normal program. Yeah, the comp that's loaded by the native loader, so that's a native program or whatever, and that's a normal address that is owned by the system program. I wonder why the memo, it thought that I have 0.5 sol. That's weird. That Actually looks like a bug to me. But yeah, I mean, do I care about the memo program? No, I care about my wallet. Also important, what I can also check here, I mean, I could also do that with the transaction inspector, of course, but I can check which accounts are involved. Actually, with the inspector, it's maybe even nicer. Those are all the accounts that are involved. So it does not touch my monkey. We don't see anywhere the mint of my monkey. That's all the accounts that are in there. Just my wallet, the compute budget program, and the memo program. Those are all the accounts this instruction needs. And the writable is only that one. So the maximum that I can lose really is all of my sol. And I don't have that much sol. So I think I feel confident in signing this. In fact, I feel so confident that I'm actually gonna go get my ledger out. The ledger from the secret hiding place. Okay, now cut this out. Don't let them listen to me put in my PIN. Ledger connected. Once again, go here. And because I checked out this and I went through the inspector, I feel okay approving and blind signing on my ledger. I need to blind sign. The ledger can't tell me what it does. It gives me a hash for the message and tells me I'm the fee payer, but that's all it does. And then I gotta approve this. You have successfully pre-claimed your allocation. Wonderful. And just to make absolutely sure, did that transaction go through? Well, nothing happened. So actually, that transaction didn't even land. So good that I check, because obviously, apparently I did not. Nothing was sent. Are you just taking my signature to the memo program to make sure that I signed something? Question, why don't you let me just sign a message? I feel much safer signing a message than signing a transaction. Sharky, why? Why don't you let me just sign a message? Because signing message doesn't work with all of the hardware wallets maybe. Fair point, still kind of sucks. But that kind of explains why it's literally a memo program thing. It's just, okay. It just creates a memo program transact. Okay. You know, some others send 0 sol to myself or some stuff like that. I sign it with a recent block hash so they can double check. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So it's just on their backend, which also makes sense. Otherwise they would need to check transactions for the memo program, and that's weird. But yeah, seems like I really reserved my allocation by just signing this, even though that transaction is never submitted. And I can wait for 2 minutes because it was signed with a block hash and not with a durable nonce. I also checked that because we would have seen that in the inspector and also in our recovery tool. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. So we also looked at that now. Good. So yeah, that was that. That's the new features of the recovery tool, essentially. We keep adding features. I like it. You can claim LFG Launchpad claims, airdrops, tokens. Cool, huh? Which means we can basically do pNFTs. That was one thing that people complained about that didn't work. Airdrops, airdrop claims, both of that works. Which basically means we can recover almost everything with a Solana asset recovery tool. Everything except for sol. And if there's anything else that you did not manage to recover yet, let us know and we will try to figure out a way how we can recover that. But don't ask me for the sol. How do you get the sol back? You can't get the sol back. But anything else is game. Game on. We want to recover it. So just add sol_recovery on X or DM there directly with your request for what you still want to recover. But with all those nice features here, you are able to do quite a lot. Yeah. And with that, I'm gonna end it. God damn, it's already been 2 hours again. I thought that was quick, but hey, I hope you learned something. And I guess you learned something even though you might not have a bricked wallet yourself. We learned how Solana works. We learned that most programs check before they fund an account if the account already has enough Lamperts for rent, which means we can pre-fund them, which opens up, I don't want to say many, but at least one specific use case of pre-funding it such that we don't need to fund it from the bricked wallet, which is amazing. Yeah, I love it. It's cool. I'm glad that we figured that out. I mean, I literally thought about that while standing in front of the Eiffel Tower. I was like, Eiffel Tower, what can we do? Because I never stop working. It's good. I was like, it was a good trip to Paris and a good build by Rivem. And yeah, I hope that this recovery tool is helpful to some. I hope it's not helpful to everybody, because I hope that not everybody gets bricked. But with that said, check out those other videos, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, where I'm hopefully not going to talk about the recovery tool anymore, even though it is quite a cool tool. But I think now we pretty much covered everything, right? Right.